Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next guy is director of the Jimmy Reid Foundation, and he's editor of the Scottish Left Review. Never heard of him, never met him, but he seems quite a good guy. So please welcome onto the stage Robin McAlpine.
Hi, Rob McAlpine. Nice to meet you. This is so professional in here today. Did you see how they made me nick into the green room? Just for sitting in the back there, nicked into the green room, came back out to make it look incredibly well organised, and it is, and this is great. About a year and a half ago, I made a commitment to myself. I was just looking at the state of the debate and what was happening. And I looked at it, and I said, I'm not going to get through this campaign without having done everything that I personally can do to try and paint a picture of what this could be. If I come through this campaign and I feel that I haven't done everything I could to let people see this is what independence could mean, then I felt that I'd failed. And I thought I might be on my own. When we kicked off a project to do a number of papers to look at what could Scotland be, what could we do with independence, how do we turn it round, we planned 6. And I thought it might just be a couple of us with a lot of coffee over the course of a year. And then we get knocked down, absolutely knocked down by people that contacted us, saying, do you want a paper on this? I've got a paper on this that I'd like to develop. Can we write on this? 50, in fact, it's more than 50 papers. 50 papers now from scores of academics came forward, because it turns out that I'm not the only person who's damned if they're going to go through this campaign without setting a real, meaningful vision for the future. And today, we launched it. We launched it finally. We have taken all these 50 papers. We have brought them together in one place, in one book, which describes how we transform Scotland from beginning to end to turn it into the country that we say we want to turn it into. We called the project Commonweal, an old Scots term meaning for the common good of all and wealth shared in common. And what we did was, we took all these papers and we wrote them up, almost in an oral tradition. Simple, plain language, no bullets, no italics, no jargon, something that ordinary people can pick up and read and understand and have the confidence to understand that this is a different way that we can create that Scotland, with a number of specific aims, to show people that we know how to do this, to show people that we have everything that we need to do this, and to show people that there is the will and the skill to make this happen in Scotland. So you can buy it online from today, start posting it on Tuesday, allofusfirst.org. You will get the book there. Have a look, read it, and see if that's the Scotland that you want. Because what it says is we're never going to solve the problems of Scotland if we don't face up to what they are. And they all come down to one major problem. We live in the second lowest wage economy of all the advanced economies in the world, because we pursued for 35 years a me-first politics which sought gain and benefit only in the winning, the victory of the biggest and the strongest. And the more they won, the more strong they became, the more powerful they became, and it was easier and easier for them to win. It was a recipe for monopoly and cartel, and these are monopolies and cartels that don't really like creating good jobs. And we can transform it. We really can. There is so much that we can do. And today, I don't want to go into all the detail of it, because if I get started, we'll be here till tea time just with me rabbiting on. But we can use an industrial policy to transform this country. We can use a different kind of social security to base our economy not on fear and anxiety, the worry that if you lose a job, you won't survive, so you'll take what you're given. That social security which makes people feel strong and capable and able to contribute to their society. We're going to have an entire system of redesigning things for life, to design for life, not to design for profit, for towns which are good to live in, communities where you can be happy, where there's space to play, where you feel good, to do all of this on the basis of real investment. Britain today isn't even investing over everything. This is the private sector, the public sector, and the personal sector combined. All of them together. They're not investing enough to stand still. Rates of investment in this country are negative. And this is a fascinating thing for me, because British politics has become anti-investment. Investment, the expenditure of time, effort, and resource now to believe that the future can be better. Investment is at the heart of everything that we should be doing. Investing now, because we can believe that future can be better than it is just now. And all of this happens in a week. in which we've had this stupid, puerile discussion of the start-up costs of a new state. How many ministries will we need? As if that is the key question as we look forward into our future. And of course, the correct answer to that is the total cost will be nil. We will subtract it from our debt. We have as much right to come out of this campaign with a functioning nation state as the rest of the UK does. If they're not bearing cost, why are we bearing cost? I thought this was a union, and if we choose to go, surely we take with us whatever it is that we need to build that country. Surely they're not going to bill us for expressing our democratic right. But in this question of all the ministries that we might have, I want to focus on the ministries we won't have. I want to see the Ministry of Stupid closed down. The Ministry of Stupid, you have heard its spokespeople all over the media. It's bad, that poverty, innit? But it's complicated. Don't know how to do anything about it. We'd better not try. Or the economy, it's really complex. And we better not mess about with it just in case something goes wrong. Sorry, Ministry of Stupid. If you people don't know how to do it, there's others who do. Move over, get out our way. You are wasting our bloody time with this stupidity because we are not a stupid people. We are not a stupid country. I'm sick of the Ministry of Citizen Management. The suggestion that you people, the pesky, irritating citizens of the nation who keep getting in the way of a proper market economy. This idea that somehow we've got to deal with you people, manage you people. We've got to keep you feeling like you're not being ripped off while ripping you off. Oh my God, I can't wait to close down the Ministry of Citizen Management. And the Ministry of Common People on Your Knees, the Secretary of Common, this ministry has got too much power in this country. It's a ministry which knows that change comes from confidence. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this campaign in terms of hope or fear. But the truth is that the difference between doing things and not doing things isn't hope or fear. Wow. It's confidence or not confidence. Confident people do things. They change things. They make things. They build things. They create things. Unconfident people don't. And that's the difference. So the Ministry of Common People on Your Knees, it's been the dominant ministry in Britain for 35 years. All it wants you to do is to believe that you don't have power, that you can't change things, and that it's all too difficult anyway. I am sick of turning on my television and hearing another spokesperson for the Ministry of Common People on Your Knees. I'm common. I'm common and I'm proud of being common. And that's not a statement about the state of my old trainers. That's a statement about what common means. To be shared, to be part of a common, to be part of something bigger. I'm a shared person. Not only shared with my lovely family who have come here again one more time to hear me make another speech. Not just common with my community, my neighbours and the people around me. Common to this nation and common to this planet. A sense of connectedness, a sense of being common, of being ordinary and being part of something which other people like me are part of. That commonality is something that we own, not them. Us, that we own that commonality. And that we can take that commonality and we can use it. We can use our common will and our common skill and our common ability. We can use that to build something different. And those who are not common with us, those who don't want that to happen, well, let's hope we can build them a better world too and make them common with us. This is the hope of Commonweal. This is the hope that now, if nothing else, the work of these scores of academics and everybody who's been involved and everybody who's wished us on and everybody who's donated and everyone who's come along to events and everybody who's just put their hand in my shoulder and said, thanks for creating a vision that we can feel strong about. All of that work must do one thing. It should do one thing, if nothing else, and it's to put to bed various of the things that you have heard. Nobody really knows how to solve these problems. We do. Move over. Let us do it if you won't. People don't. Nobody's really got much of a plan for what you can do after we get a yes vote. Yes, some of us do. Some of us really, really want to change Scotland. Stop saying that. It will end this idea that there is no real difference between independence and this sort of devolution. Well, have a read, look through it. You tell me how we create jobs now, high-paid, functioning jobs in this economy now for ordinary young people manufacturing the renewable energy technology which will power our collective grid. Britain, the only country in Europe that doesn't own its national grid, and build those renewable technologies at our expense for our benefit with our hands by our people in our country, because as a common, that's what we choose to do. That's what you can do with independence. You tell me what you can do with devolution. We can do more, but we can't turn it and we can't change it. So no more ministry of failure. No more ministry of failure. We have had enough. We have sat around, we have heard you telling us that by doing nothing it'll be better. But it's not. It's not better, and it's not good enough. And it's not enough to say, oh, well, this is what the modern world is like, because this is not what the modern world is like for millions of people around this continent. People who did act as a common. People who did work together to build a better country for their nations. That is what lies ahead of us. That is the option that we've got. We can be a common. We can all be people who are common to this nation and who work between us to build it, to do it. We have everything we need in this country. We have all the skills. We have all the knowledge. We have all the will, the excitement, the buzz, the commitment. It's all here. And my God, the natural resources and the tools, the geostrategic position, everything we need to do this is here. We have it all. There is a simple question now. In 3 months, can we tell people properly about this? Can we let people who are sitting there and saying things like, I don't like that Alex Salmond. And I actually don't think that that is really what people are voting on. I think that's what people say when they're confused or they're unsure or they don't know what the right answer is. I think we need to be careful about, getting too worked up about what people are saying. What we have to do is not try to battle them by picking the things they've got wrong or the things that they are worried about, but to say to them, did you say that you wanted a Scotland where you could have a house where you're secure, in an environment and a community where you feel good, where your children can go out to play, with the security of knowing that you can live a good life and pay your bills at the end of the month, in a wider community in this country and beyond where we care for each other and we build for each other. We've got the best resources and the best facilities because we invest collectively together, and where the things that we do make us not only wealthy as a people, but proud as a people, proud of what we've done. I dream of the day when Scotland, in the face of some of the pathetic nonsense I've heard about the role of a small country in the world, I dream of the day when Scotland says, no, we are going to dedicate our oil wealth to setting up a national pharmaceuticals industry which will create patent-free drugs for the world, using our bioscience expertise to create drugs for everybody, to break the cartels, to break the monopolies, to break the assumption that this is a planet which is designed only for profit and not for the common. I'm common. I think most of Scotland's common. I think it's in our hearts. I think it's in our souls. I think despite this ridiculous effort to try and say democracy doesn't matter, what matters is what a certain pollster has concurred from a certain social attitudes survey. This week I even saw a newspaper article which says, well, we can't read too much into democracy, but we should pay a lot of attention to an opinion poll. My God, no. Stop measuring the souls of the Scots like we're some faraway tribe. This rubbish about independence isn't real anymore, is nonsense. Read our book. Have a look at what we can do. Tell me that these aren't things that we can begin now with the will and with the power. We have had 35 years of me first politics, and we all came second. It is time for a politics that puts all of us first. Thank you.